At first, the siege is a war. Soldiers killing soldiers. That's what war is.
I think Jon is someone who's always been a very good soldier who's never enjoyed being a soldier. He's been trained as a fighter from the time he was a little boy. And he's quite good at it. He's quite good at leading men into battle, and he also hates it. I think for him, it's all starts out seeming like it's going to work out, and then it turns into a nightmare.
When she takes off and starts burning the city, the Unsullied on the ground and the Northmen on the ground take that as their cue that it's a moral free-for-all. The good guys are behaving like the bad guys, and the bad guys in this shot are the ones who are doing all of these horrific things around him, who are his own men. The moral lines that he's drawn for himself in his own life, you can't be maintained for everyone in all situations.
Go home, go.
It's a small scene, but it's also for us one of the most important scenes in the whole episode because it's the culmination of their story together.
And you'll be dead too if you don't get out of here.
I'm going to kill her.
The road to vengeance always ends in one place, which is what the Hound is saying to her here. I've made my choice a long time ago, and this could only end in one possible way for me. But for you, you have so many other options.
Look at me! You want to be like me?
The Hound has genuinely come to have affection for Arya. I think he loves her as much as he's capable of loving someone. And he knows that if she comes with him at this point, she's not going to make it out of there.
Sandor. Thank you.
Hello, big brother.
We've always wanted to see these two face off again, and they finally did. It struck us that it would be kind of apocalyptically beautiful to see them fighting on this stairway to nowhere, with the sky in the background and the dragon flying by and the flames everywhere.
We knew that these two were going to die together at each other's hands, and we knew that the Hound's death had to be a death by fire. So the one thing stronger in the Hound than his fear of fire is his hatred of the person who put that fear there in the first place. Feels like you needed a perspective to carry you through this horror, like you need a Virgil to take you through the hell that Dany's building.
The reason we decided to follow Arya out of King's Landing and to see the fall of King's Landing through her eyes is something that we talked about with an earlier episode. You just care a lot more when you're with a character that you care about. So if we saw a lot of extras running around on fire and buildings falling apart, it might have been visually interesting, but it wouldn't have had much of an emotional impact. But when you're there on the ground with Arya, who's one of the people we care the most about, then everything takes on that much more of an edge.
We knew that the Hound would be convincing her to part ways with him and to not go to her death. And once she decides she needs to get out of the city, well, she's in the worst possible place you can be. So she's got to get from that central point all the way outside the walls of the city. It's the longest, hardest journey anybody has to make in the entire episode.
You know, there's the scene several years ago where Jaime and Bronn are talking about how they want to go, and Jaime's talking about dying in the arms of the woman he loves. And this is it.
I think he knows that they belong together, that they came into this world together, that they need to go out of this world together.
Once he goes through the various exits and they're all clogged up with rubble and there's no way out, and he knows there's no way out, he's just trying to calm down the woman he loves because he knows this is it.
Look at me! Just look at me. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. Only us.
I think Jaime, by the end of episode 5, has come to terms with who he really is. And he may not be happy with who he really is, but he knows he's not. He knows what matters to him, and Cersei is what matters to him.